Hello and welcome to the Ukestuff channel and welcome to lesson 2 of beginning baritone ukulele level 102 course. And this is the second video in a series. If you're starting here, make sure that you watch the first video because there's a lot of basics that we went through in the first episode. My name is Dr. Christopher Russell. I am a music educator and I run a bunch of various things. I run Ukestuff.info as a blog. I run techandmusiced.com. I also run the youtube.com/ukestuff channel and the youtube.com/ukeplayalongs channel. This is a free systematic method to help people learn how to start off right on baritone ukulele before they jump to other resources. We do have a Facebook group. We'd love to have you come and join us. You can post your final project there if you're going to be going all the way through the final exam of this series, or you can post comments and questions. That's the DGBE U Facebook group. And while this is completely free, if you'd like to donate to the many hours of work that went into creating the content and creating the videos, you can do that at buymeacoffee.com/ukestuff. Now, before we go any further, let's tune up. Now, with my baritone ukulele, I want to show you something. I have, if you can see it, a little black thing right there sticking out. That is a D'Addario. It's their Planet Waves little tuner that goes into your sound hole. So I can tune my baritone without having to clip anything on. You may have a clip-on tuner, or you may need to use something like a phone app. Again, if you're using a clip-on tuner, make sure that it's set right. If it's listening for pure ukulele, it's going to be listening for different pitches. So make sure that if you have a clip-on that allows you to change what you're tuning to, that it's set to guitar, because again, the baritone's strings are the same as the top 4 strings of a guitar. But I'm going to tune up real quick here, and you should do the same thing. And after you've tuned once, always go back and just double check your work. There we go. All right, last time we went over some warm-ups, and we're going to do those first. The first one is the caterpillar warm-up. We're going to start with string 4. Again, you can pick with your thumb. You can do other things if you want to. You could use just a first finger to pick those strings with the right hand. You could assign the thumb to strings 4 and 3. And then use the first finger on string 2 and the second finger on string 1. That's very common in a lot of ukulele freestyle, is to use the thumb on strings 4 and 3. You could use the thumb first, second, and third fingers. Whatever works best for you. The real focus here is the left hand. So let's do this. A 1, 2, ready, go. Open. Change to the third string, open. Change to the second string, open. Change to the first string, open. And that's our caterpillar warm-up. The next warm-up we're going to do is the bar warm-up. You're going to go to the 5th fret and bar the 5th fret. If you don't know what we're doing here, make sure to go back and watch lesson 1 in the 102 series for baritone. Here we go. 1, 2, ready, go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Feel free to practice that at home if it's not working out well. Eventually it will get clearer with practice. But a great warm-up overall. Now let's just do some review from our last lesson. We went over how to hold the instrument. It should be comfortably held in your right arm. Your action is all in your wrist with strumming, so your right arm can nestle in that ukulele. Your left hand is going to support the neck. Now with strumming, you're going to strum right here where the body meets the neck or the neck meets the body, and you're going to do it with your index finger, preferably. You want to play through the strings, not on top of the strings, but through the strings and get a good sound. Up here, you're always going to want to be playing chords with your fingertips And the first chord we learned was the G chord. Third finger, first string, third fret. That's your G chord. If you've got all that, we're ready to move along. The last thing we did last time was to learn a song with the G chord, and the song was Frère, Jacques. Let's play that and sing that using the 3 strumming styles that we used last time. The first one is all down strums. 1, 2, ready, go. Frère, Jacques, Frère, Jacques, dormez-vous, dormez-vous, sonnez les matines, sonnez les matines, ding, ding, dong, ding, ding, dong. Are you sleeping? Are you sleeping? Brother John, Brother John. Morning bells are ringing, morning bells are ringing, ding, ding, dong, ding, ding, dong. The next strumming pattern we're going to do is down, 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 up, down. Are you ready? 1, 2, ready, go. Frère, Jacques, Frère, Jacques, dormez-vous, dormez-vous, sonnez les matines, sonnez les matines, ding, ding, dong, ding, ding, dong. Are you sleeping? Are you sleeping? Brother John, Brother John. Morning bells are ringing, morning bells are ringing, ding, ding, dong, ding, ding, dong. The final strumming pattern we did last time was down, up, down, down, up, down. 1, 2, ready, go. Frère, Jacques, Frère, Jacques, dormez-vous, dormez-vous, sonnez les matines, sonnez les matines, ding, ding, dong, ding, ding, dong. Are you sleeping? Are you sleeping? Brother John, Brother John. Morning bells are ringing, morning bells are ringing, ding, ding, dong, ding, ding, dong. All right, we're ready now to move on to our new chord. Today we're going to learn a new chord, the C chord. We're going to learn our first skill drill, and then we're going to put the C chord and the F chord into the context of a couple new songs as well. So the second chord is the C chord, and it requires the use of 2 fingers with a lot of curvature like a claw. And here's how that's going to work. You're going to put the first finger with a lot of curvature on it on the second string from the ground, first fret. The second finger is going to reach over to the 4th string, 2nd fret. And again, don't be on the fret, but right behind it. And when you play that, that's your C chord. Now, if it sounds like this, or like that, it means you're playing on the pads of your fingers rather than the tips of your fingers. So if you need to, go get a ballpoint pen and draw a little dot on the very tips of your fingers so that is what's playing. Your thumb should probably be behind the neck generally for this one, because you're going to want a little bit of leverage, especially as you play the first time on that C chord. Then you have to switch to the G chord. That's going to be the challenge. If you get the C chord sounding good, then you have to be able to switch back to G, C, G, and C. But that is your newest chord, the C chord. Now let's do our first skill drill. Skill drills are awesome because what they allow us to do is to practice a chord change in the context of time without worrying about a strumming pattern and without worrying about words. So what we're going to do is be switching between the C chord and the G chord. The C chord and the G chord. The first time we'll do a C chord for 4 beats and a G chord for 4 beats. Then our second exercise we'll do a C chord for 2 beats and a G chord for 2 beats. And then our final exercise we'll do a C chord, G chord, C chord, G chord. We'll slow it down a touch. But by the time you're done with this, and if you can do that successfully, you're ready to play it in songs. Now with your right hand, you can strum with your thumb. You can use a single finger. You could use a pick, leather or felt, but we're not worrying about strumming right now. That's not the focus. The focus is on the left hand for the moment. All right, let's do the first one, C to G. Are you ready? 1, 2, ready, go. C, 2, 3, 4. G, 2, 3, 4. C, 2, 3, 4. G, 2, 3, 4. C, 2, 3, 4. G, 2, 3, 4. C, 2, 3, 4, and stop. All right, now let's do the changes one every 2 beats. Here we go, starting with the C chord. 1, 2, ready, go. C, G, C, 2, G, 4. C, 2, G, 4. C, 2, G, 4. C, 2, 3, 4, and stop. Now, probably the hardest one, C, G, C, G. We're actually taking it a little slower. Are you ready? 1, 2, ready, go. C, G, C, G, C, G, C, G, C, G, C, G, C, 2, 3, 4, and stop. Now, if you need extra practice with that, feel free to take it. It's an easy enough thing to practice on your own, but if you need a steady beat and want to do it with a video, I did make a video play along of this. You can find the link right at the bottom of the PDF page of the skill drill for C and G. Let's do the more difficult thing and put it into music. Put our new C chord and our existing G chord into music. And we're going to do that with a couple of folk songs. The first one is Mary Had a Little Lamb. And we're going to start on the C chord, and we'll just do down strums. Are you ready? 2, ready, go. Mary had a little lamb, little lamb, little lamb. Mary had a little lamb whose fleece was white as snow. How did you do with the chord changes in time? Suddenly you're being asked to juggle. You have to strum with a rhythm, you have to sing the right words, and play the right chords. It does come in time. As we talked about in our last lesson, maybe at first you don't sing along and you just worry about the chords and the strumming. Or you just worrying about the chords and you just strum once until you get it. Practice this, practice this, practice this until you get it. And then when you've got it, that's the time to move on. Now let's do it with a second strumming pattern. We're not going to change it much. We'll add this. We're going to go down, 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 up, down, 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 up. You ready? 1, 2, ready, go. Mary had a little lamb, little lamb, little lamb. Mary had a little lamb whose fleece was white as snow. Now how about throwing in one more strumming pattern? This time we're going to go down, down, up, down, down, up. Once you get going, it's really easy, but it can be hard to get that going. Down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down. Are you ready? 1, 2, ready, go. Mary had a little lamb, little lamb, little lamb. Mary had a little lamb whose fleece was white as snow. All right, Mary had a little lamb. Let's go on to our next song. Now our next song is Down in the Valley, a great cowboy song. I do have to let you know that I personally have to sing at the top of my range because I can't sing these notes at the bottom of my range. I'm a tenor. So if you are an alto or a baritone or a bass, you can probably sing an octave lower, or an alto you'd be singing with me. A soprano or a tenor might want to sing it up higher. So here's the song Down in the Valley. It's in 3, which is pretty cool. So far everything we've done has been in 4. A 1, 2, 3, 4. This is going to be in 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Our first drumming pattern is just going to be down, down, down. 1, 2, 3. Let's do it. 1, 2, 3. Down in the valley, valley so low, hang your head over, hear the wind blow, hear the wind blow, dear, hear the wind blow, hang your head over, hear the wind blow. For our second pattern, we're just going to go down, up, down, up, down, up. 1, 2, 3. Down in the valley, valley so low, hang your head over, hear the wind blow, hear the wind blow, dear, hear the wind blow, hang your head over, hear the wind blow. All right, our last pattern is going to be down, down, up, down, up. 1, 2, 3. Down in the valley, valley so low, hang your head over, hear the wind blow, hear the wind blow, dear, hear the wind blow, hang your head over, hear the wind blow. Those are your 2 new songs for the C and the G chord. Now, if you're interested in a little bit of further work, there is a page right after the new C chord and the G chord songs that will take you to a couple of videos that you can play along with and, again, reinforce that C to G move between those 2 chords. Now, if you want some homework, here's what you can work on. First of all, make sure that you can play the C chord on your fingertips, that you're not getting dead notes there. Second, you can play the skill drills by yourself and practice getting that into your hands. It's really important to change those chords in the context of time. And then finally, you can sing those songs and play those songs either with this recording or by yourself. All right, thanks for joining me in lesson 2 of the 102 level for the DGBE U. I hope to see you in lesson 3. Thanks again for watching the video, and I will be back soon with some more uke stuff for you.